Well, we're back right here in the studio, and we have with us right now a phone call with Mr. Hamza Taqi, who is the Chief Excitement Officer at Knowledge Consulting Company. Good evening, Mr. Hamza. How are you?
Good evening, Mr. Tariq.
Nice to have you with us this evening. And can you start out by telling our audience, please, a little bit how long you've been involved in the talent development business, please, Mr. Hamza?
How long do you have, Mr. Tariq?
It's a long story, yeah. You're a well-known person in this, well-known in this field. So please, if you'd share a little bit about that to our audience.
Sure. Tariq, it was really an accident. One day I was in the bank, year 2 in the bank, and the designated trainer for a certain subject didn't show up. And he had to train the internal staff. So the training manager asked me, Hamza, will you train? I said, okay, how long do I have? Let me study the whole thing. He said, no, it's in 2 hours. So I immediately jumped in it, and he gave me a certificate. It was well taken, which let me, think about it. So as I progress in the bank, and because my academic background was an engineer, so I didn't know a lot of banking. So I had to really, follow everybody and learn and write everything they tell me. And whenever there is a training, I jump in it and I study. And so I became a subject matter expert in customer service. So I tried to do, a train on customer service and selling skills. And then when I became professional in marketing, I noticed that the people element in any business or in the marketing is people. Who makes the organization? Any organization. It's not the building, it's not the system, it's the people of those organizations.
That's true.
And this is in marketing way. In the marketing, you take care of your people so they can take care of your customers. So I liked the idea, and I said, well, once I stop everything, I'm gonna take this business as my
your passion,
blood and sweat.
Yes, and you do a very good job at it. You're well known in this field for developing people and companies. So how do businesses benefit from talent development, please?
Well, let me answer this question with a story. Is that okay?
Yes, please go ahead.
There was a CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, was talking to the CEO. And he was telling him, we are spending a lot of money, we're investing on our people, we take them to training and learning and development and so on. But after sometimes they leave and they go to other companies. Then the CEO looked at him and he said, what if we don't train them and they stay?
Yes.
When you have people that are not talented, they are not developed,
sure,
and they stay in your organization, your organization will not grow. You want people to, like learners, they're always looking for the new thing. They're always developing themselves because, the world is changing. So we cannot keep the same skills and attitude and knowledge. We have to always develop it, and therefore, talent development becomes vital for any organization to succeed. All the excellent organizations, that's what they do. They take care of their people. They develop their, when you are working with any organization and you don't see yourself part of developing year by year, acquiring the new skills, you don't feel that, you're part of it.
Exactly.
But when you are growing with the organization, you give it your sweat and blood because they developed you. They made you another person.
So is it mostly talent development restricted to large corporations, or is it also beneficial to the smaller businesses and the entrepreneurs out there?
Oh, entrepreneurs, small businesses, actually they require it much more.
Okay.
But because, they don't see the benefit of it, we see all the big corporations are utilizing these services in terms of developing their talent. The small businesses actually they need it the most because they are they cannot select the right people, the right team. They cannot surround themselves. Entrepreneurs are passionate about their goal, what they want to accomplish, but then they will be, struggles or some obstacles or what have you. If they are not resilient and if they are not developed internally in terms of emotional intelligence, social intelligence, they will not survive. They need it the most.
But talent development has been almost synonymous with business improvement and corporate growth, which for the most part puts it on its own bubble. Does the field extend to individuals who are looking for self-improvement as well?
Yes, it does. See, because why the reason is the focus on big corporations.
Okay.
Because, they have the budget.
Sure.
They have the budget. The service provider will offer them their solutions based on their needs and so on. Then they make an agreement. Individual now, the individuals are more, they are now more cautious or more, let's say, are willing to invest in themselves. Like Ron forgot his name, one of my mentors, he said, if you don't invest, if the best investment is investing on yourself.
Exactly.
So if I spend money to go and gain some skills, this is asset for me, and I can grow my business and I grow my my team with it, with the skills that I acquired, especially if I apply it.
Very good words. And Mr. Hamza, now what impact did the COVID pandemic have on personal or professional individuals and human psyche in general, in your opinion, please?
Well,
it's been difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. First of all, let's go back to last February.
Yes.
When we knew about it.
Yes, yes.
Did we think that we will stay the same way till now, till November?
Personally, I never thought it would take this long. And
I thought Ramadan.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't know, and that's not knowing is a bit scary. You get worried, and the problem happens when you worry too much. When you start listening to the news, to the Twitter feeds, and you follow the news and how many people are, and so on. This will put you in a mood or a mindset that is always judging and trying to investigate, and you will be as a person, your immunity will go down because of the cholesterol. The cortisol level goes up because you're worried, and when you're worried, the cortisol level goes up, and that's bad if it's continuous.
So how to overcome this? This worrying state and the negativity going around. How to kind of spin it and stay positive.
Yeah, even before COVID, we used to say, why worry about tomorrow? Live your day.
Yeah.
If you do good today, and then tomorrow will come, you do good, you did tomorrow.
Right.
And the week and the year. But thinking too much and thinking of in a worrying way, you are not doing anything. We are not doing anything by worrying.
Yes.
We're only hurting ourselves. Now, I worry, I have an exam, for example. What do? I study for it. Then there is no worry. And now, sometimes we worry about the stuff that we cannot handle or we cannot.
It's not in our hands, yeah.
Yeah, not in our hands. We shouldn't worry about these things. We should just accept them as they are.
So how do you feel personal growth translate into, let's say, group success, moving on now from COVID to this, please?
Well, see, any organization consists of people. So if you have an individual who has developed very well, he or she will influence their team, and then the group will be better performance. We have something called on-the-job training.
Yes.
It's the best training that a lot of organizations are not using because, see, you as an expert in the media, you are the best person to train the people who are coming in the organization because you know the ins and outs. So On-the-job training, a lot of people, they don't have a system for it, except the big organizations, the successful ones, of course.
So tell us about one of the most difficult aspects of kickstarting your business is dealing with pressure and your attitude towards your endeavor. How does one set the right mindset or mentality to face those hardships and move past them?
Wow, that's a beautiful question, Mr. Tariq. And always in life there are two ways. You know, there is positive and negative,
yes.
yin yang, and there is
exactly.
Learner mindset and judger mindset, and there is a victor and victim, and you know there's always those two, and
right.
and we have the choice in this sport where we want to be. Really, the best mindset to be is a learner mindset. Is a mindset with curiosity, as if you don't know nothing. You come to this world and you see it like a kid. You see the opportunities. You know, sometimes we see a palm tree. We don't really see it because it's a label. They taught us in school, this is a palm tree,
yeah.
and this is an oak tree, so we know it. We don't really, you know, look at it.
And see the beauty and everything about it.
Indeed, it's so beautiful. So we're always in our head.
Well, that's very well said, and it's a pleasure to have you with us this evening on our program, Hello Kuwait. Do you have any last words or bit of advice for our audience that are watching this evening, Mr. Hamza?
The pleasure is all mine, my friend. And the only thing I could say is for the audience and for us, all of us, is to, if you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at changes. So sometimes we need to change the way we look at things. You know, there are so many bad things or negative things, but there are so many abundance of good, positive things. So if you always complain, and you will become expert in complaining, you will
yes.
see anything to complain about. So shift to more a learner mindset, and be curious. You will live your life day by day. Before you know it, the year finished, and you have accomplished so many.
Very well said, and it's a pleasure to speak with you this evening, Mr. Hamza. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and have a nice evening. We were speaking to Mr. Hamza Taqi, the Chief Excitement Officer at Knowledge Consulting Company. We wish him all the best of luck in his future endeavors.